Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Today, I'll tell you a powerful true story from history. It's a story of a grand ship, peaceful passengers, and a terrible moment that shocked the world. This is the story of the Lusitania, a ship that sank in just 18 minutes, changing the course of history. Let's learn English and explore this dramatic story together. I will speak slowly and clearly, and I'll explain some new words to help you learn English while you listen. In the early 1900s, traveling by sea was very popular. There were no airplanes, and ships were the best way to cross the Atlantic Ocean. Rich and poor people used these great ocean liners to travel between Europe and America. One of the most famous ships at the time was the RMS Lusitania, built by the British company Cunard Line. It was big, fast, and beautiful. The Lusitania could hold over 2,000 passengers and had everything: large dining rooms, music rooms, libraries, and first-class suites. It was also one of the fastest ships in the world. Many people said it was the future of travel. It was seen as not just a ship, but a floating palace. The Lusitania was a luxury ship. People who traveled on the Lusitania spoke highly of it. They enjoyed fine food, elegant rooms, and friendly service. For first-class passengers, it felt like a vacation in the sky, even though they were at sea. But this peaceful ship would soon become a part of war. In 1914, World War I began in Europe. It was a war between many countries, including Germany and Britain. Battles happened on land, in the air, and at sea. The ocean became a dangerous place. Germany used U-boats, submarines that could move underwater, and fire torpedoes. These submarines were hard to see and hard to stop. Germany used submarines to attack ships. Germany warned that any ship sailing into British waters might be attacked, even civilian ships. The German embassy even placed warnings in American newspapers. Most passengers on the Lusitania were civilians. But many people didn't believe it. They thought that passenger ships were safe. They believed the Lusitania was too fast to be hit, and they trusted the British Navy to protect them. On May 1, 1915, the Lusitania left New York City, heading for Liverpool, England. There were 1959 people on board, including rich families, students, mothers with children, artists, businessmen, and even babies. They came from all over the world. Some people were nervous because of Germany's warning. In fact, a notice was printed in newspapers, saying that any ship sailing to Britain was in danger. Still, the Lusitania had made this journey many times before. People felt calm. They played cards, walked on the deck, listened to music, and enjoyed the fresh sea air. No one could imagine what would happen next. On May 7, 1915, the Lusitania sailed close to the coast of Ireland. The sky was clear. The sea was calm. But under the water, something deadly was waiting: a German U-boat called U-20. The captain of the U-boat, Walter Schwieger, saw the Lusitania through his periscope. He gave the order to fire. A torpedo left the submarine, rushing through the water. It hit the Lusitania on the side. A loud explosion shook the ship. Passengers screamed. Smoke and water rushed in. Dishes fell. Lights flickered. Panic spread. Then, a second explosion happened inside the ship. Some say it was from the ship's boilers. Others say it was from hidden war materials. Whatever the cause, the damage was terrible. The Lusitania began to tilt. Water flooded the lower decks. Hallways filled with smoke. The elegant rooms turned into chaos. People ran, trying to find life jackets. Mothers searched for their children. Crew members shouted orders. Lifeboats were lowered, but many tipped over. Some people jumped into the cold water. Others were trapped below deck. In just 18 minutes, the great ship sank beneath the sea. 1,198 people died, including 128 Americans. Only 761 survived. It was one of the worst disasters in history. Families were broken. Children were lost. Letters, clothes, and suitcases floated in the sea. The world was shocked. News of the Lusitania sinking spread fast. Newspapers around the world showed photos of the ship and its passengers. People were angry. Many asked, how could this happen to innocent people? Germany said the Lusitania was carrying war supplies, and that made it a target. Britain denied it. The truth was complicated. The Lusitania was carrying some weapons and bullets, hidden below the passenger decks. But most people on board were innocent travelers. Still, many believed that killing civilians was wrong. The sinking of the Lusitania changed public opinion, especially in the United States. At the time, the United States was not in the war. But after the Lusitania tragedy, more Americans began to support joining the war against Germany. President Woodrow Wilson was careful. He did not declare war right away. He asked Germany to stop attacking civilian ships. Germany agreed for a time, but later broke that promise. 2 years after the Lusitania sank, in 1917, the U.S. entered World War I. Many historians believe the Lusitania played a big role in that decision. It showed that even peaceful people could be caught in the violence of war. Today, the Lusitania lies at the bottom of the ocean, near the Irish coast. Divers have visited the wreck, museums tell its story, and books have been written about the people on board. The Lusitania is now a wreck under the sea. Some of the survivors wrote their own stories. They remembered the music that was playing, the smell of smoke, the cries for help. Some never spoke of it again. The Lusitania reminds us how fast life can change, how war affects everyone, not just soldiers, how even a luxury ship on a sunny day can be lost in minutes. It teaches us to ask hard questions. What is right in war? Who is truly safe? The Lusitania was more than a ship. It was a symbol of hope, peace, and progress. And its end became a symbol of loss. Let's review some words from today's story. Luxury, something very expensive and special that gives comfort. Submarine, a boat that travels underwater, used in war. Civilian, a person who is not a soldier. Deck, the outside floor of a ship. Torpedo, a weapon that moves underwater and explodes. Life jacket, a vest that helps you float in water. Disaster, a very bad event that causes harm. Wreck, broken pieces of something after it is destroyed. Thank you for listening to the story of the Lusitania. It is a sad and powerful reminder of how even the most beautiful journeys can end in tragedy. If this story helped you learn something new, please give it a like. Don't forget to subscribe for more true stories in simple English. See you next time. Bye-bye.